Now, meanwhile, former rector of GIMPA, Professor Philip Bondzi-Simpson, is pushing for a change in the computer placement into the senior high schools. He wants heads of schools to be allowed to admit students into their schools, just as authorities at the basic and the tertiary levels are allowed to do their own admissions. Speaking at the PlacementSystem Stakeholders Conference in Cape Coast, the founding dean of the UCC Law Faculty indicated the computer placement was destroying the traditions of schools and hurting schools more than helping build them.
The PlacementSystem Forum is a forum initiated by the school, its old boys, the church, and other major stakeholders to think about the school and the educational system being run currently in the country. Former rector of GIMPA and an old boy of PlacementSystem, Professor Philip Bondzi-Simpson indicated there was a need for an evaluation of the computerized school selection placement system, as a system does not take into account those whose contributions have made the school what it is now. Professor Bondzi-Simpson believes the system is unfair and destroying the traditions of the school, apart from the human interferences in the process that are putting many stakeholders of the school at a greater disadvantage.
If in Ghana, out of all the levels of school, is only secondary school that there's computer placement, there is a time for us to evaluate it. Those computers who operate them, is it not human beings? Is it not human beings? The school authorities, the headmaster, should be allowed within a certain framework, a majority, of course, on merit. But there's a place for all students. There's a place for the church. There's a place for children of staff. There's a place, a small portion for protocol. The school authorities should be allowed within a certain framework to admit their own students. And who said when they were admitting their own students, they were admitting chaff? And who said when computer admits them, they are necessarily admitting geniuses? There's need for evaluation, and even PlacementSystem and at a stakeholders conference like this, we can't make that case, then indeed Ghana is the poorer for it. But PlacementSystem will make that case, and Ghana will be the richer for it.
Domain of Isika, the traditional area, and Anakwabnan Katia believes there is a need to overhaul the system so the values of the schools could be kept.
We are here to redream PlacementSystem. In fact, it was some people's dream. We cannot go on having the old way of seeing things. We need a new way of seeing things, because we know as an institution, this school is challenged, just like most of the schools, educational institutions in the country are challenged.
The presiding bishop of the Methodist Church Ghana, Right Reverend Paul Kwabnabuafo, stated that the Methodist Church would continue to maintain their philosophy of a holistic education.
For us, we will continue to maintain our philosophy when it comes to the message of the gospel, where we give holistic nature, holistic information, and holistic education. We are not the church that looks just at one side of the individual or of the community, but we look at the totality of the person.
Headmaster of PlacementSystem School, Reverend Ebenezer Edu, told the forum that government could not shoulder the burden in the school alone, and that there was the need for all stakeholders to come together. He enumerated some of the infrastructural deficits in the school.
PlacementSystem is the oldest secondary school in the country, and as such, age is catching up with our infrastructure as well. A careful look or assessment of our buildings reveal that in about 5 to 10 years, we may have a huge challenge as far as our infrastructure is concerned. Some dormitory blocks, master's flats, and even the headmaster's residents are all crying for attention.
The Stakeholders Forum canvassed for the involvement of all major stakeholders in fashioning out a better educational system that could stand the test of time. Reporting for JoyNews, Richard Kwejonya Akon, Cape Coast.